going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are new to the channel, I am your host, as always, Rashid White. All right, you guys actually see with the title, the thumbnail, the text over there, man, Sean Marks actually needs to be fired as soon as possible. I mean, he's did a really bad job with the Kyrie Irving situation, handling the Kevin Durant situation, playing with this guy. Listen, again, I keep saying this, and this is my second video I did of Sean Marks. Before Kevin Durant demanded him to be fired, I said the next, what's it, like 3 or 4 days beforehand, that he actually needs to be fired. You know, the roster moves that he actually made in the last couple of years, you know, is questionable. And I look at the Boston Celtics. I'm looking at a lot of teams right now. The Philadelphia 76ers. I'm looking at, like, the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm just looking how, I mean, look, there's a lot of blunders by Sean Marks. It's not just this Kyrie Irving situation over here. Letting Brook Lopez go. Jeff Green, he was actually doing really well for us. Yeah, you got rid of him for Paul Millsap, who can barely play. The whole Tobias, when they actually, when they actually traded James Harden, they should have took back Tobias Harris instead of Seth Curry. Tobias Harris 6'9". Now, you're not asking Tobias Harris to be your second best player. He would have been your fourth best player, and he's killing it on Philadelphia right now, man. He was a guy on the Clippers that was actually averaging 20 points a game. Letting Bruce Brown go. Look at what he's doing right now, man. He was actually really great for us, and he's actually doing really well in Denver now. So, you have not getting James Harden. James Harden won in 5 years, 252. You're not asking James Harden to actually be the Houston James Harden. He just has to score exactly what he's doing in Philadelphia right now. He could have been doing for us. Now, the Ben Simmons trade is not that bad. You get somebody that's actually younger, but those two kind of cancel each other out. If you get like a healthy Harden and a healthy Ben Simmons there. So, yeah, it's just listen, the Kyrie, again, who's actually running this whole situation? This whole thing between Kyrie Irving and Sean Marks, Joe Tsai, is supposed to be Sean Marks. I'm not sure where this is actually coming from. Is this is coming from Joe Tsai, or this is actually coming from Sean Marks? Now again, Joe Tsai actually cuts the checks, but I'm not sure if Sean Marks is actually telling Joe Tsai to say, hey, we don't really trust Kyrie. He's been a distraction. He's been a problem. And it's not Kyrie per se. It's the media that is actually really the problem. It's not Kyrie. Now, I know Kyrie had some issues. And KD had issues. Look, in the Boston Celtics series, he had 3 bad games. So it's not like Kevin Durant has actually been all perfect, but like three superstars wanted to be traded off of Sean Marks' watch. That says a lot right there. You gotta fire him. You have to fire him as soon as possible. And I say give Kyrie Irving the 4 years, $200 million that he's actually looking for. This is actually a no-brainer. This is not about Kyrie Irving. This is about future free agents coming over here, man. I think it's too late. This has actually gotten way out of hand. I believe Sean Marks and Joe Tsai, because Joe Tsai allowed this to actually happen. Even with the whole mandate thing, the vaccine thing, a lot of players didn't want to take that thing. You act like all the players in the NBA wanted to do that. No, man. And what y'all did was actually wrong. So I don't think you're going to ever get any kind of free agents, like a big-time free agent like Kevin Durant or something like that, to actually, come to the Brooklyn Nets. You should be humbled by that. That's an honor in itself. You owe Kyrie Irving that much because he's the one that convinced them to actually come over there. And now you want to take a dump on him, man, So, I'm just trying to think of some bad moves. I mean, even the Hachimari thing. I mean, we need some size, we need some athleticism, and Hachimari, I believe, would given the Brooklyn Nets that. All it took was Kendrick Nunn and 2 second-round picks. How'd you? All right, I mean, it's too early for that, but I believe Hachimari will help the Lakers. But how did you whiff on that? You know, you got guys that's actually sitting on the bench, the end of the bench, not doing anything. Only 2 second-round picks for him? Yeah, it's an upgrade to the front court that we actually need. We need some size. So Sean Marks actually had some good moves. I'm not saying like the job he actually did as a general manager was really, really horrible. You know, but you get TJ Warren, you know, he hasn't played in like 2 years. So again, it's just not he's not gonna come out right away and actually be himself. It might take him a whole year, like this year, and probably the following next, you know, like the next season for him to actually come around. You see Kawhi Leonard. I mean, you know, you got these lower extremity injuries. You know, you saw Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard blundered the. I forgot who they were playing, but he looked bad in the closing moments trying to close that game out, and it's going to take him some time. You know, these guys that actually missed a couple of years. So I just don't think. I mean, Derek White. You know, you're supposed to have a connection with San Antonio. You know, they didn't really give up much to actually get Derek White. He can guard. He can play defense. You know, and then you have the what's his name? I'm just trying to think of a lot of these players that Sean Marks whiffed on. Malcolm Brogdon. Could have got him from the Indiana Pacers, man. I mean, I don't understand that. Malcolm Brogdon can guard. He can run the offense. It would be the perfect backup point guard that most teams are actually looking for right now, man. So there's not really that many serviceable backup point guards in the NBA right now. And you just let Boston get him. I mean, he could have been had. Now I don't know the pick situations that the Brooklyn Nets actually have, but I mean, it didn't really take much to actually get Malcolm Brogdon. You know, I'm just looking at the draft. Malcolm, what's his name? What's my boy's name, man? Damn, man, it's 12:30 at night over here. 12:41 at night over here when I'm actually doing this, man. So I'm tired. Robert Williams, the 27th pick, 2018, could have got him. You whiffed on him. A lot of draft picks whiffed on. You know, so I think Sean Marks actually really did a really, really horrible job as a general manager. I'm looking at other teams and how they actually constructed. I'm like, man, how come our roster can't be like this, man? I mean, damn, the Brooklyn Nets are already in the luxury tax already, you know, and this is what we got to, you know, this is what we got to show for it. So Sean Marks actually has to go, and Joe Tsai needs to sell the team. I'm going to do a separate video on Joe Tsai. He must actually sell this team right now. This team is actually tainted under his leadership. Now, the Brooklyn Nets right now can be resurrected, you know, under new ownership. And that's what actually needs to happen right now. Sell the team. Please leave. You're actually one of the worst owners in NBA history. I mean, I'm not kidding when I actually say that. You know, and I'm gonna go over your background. I'm gonna go over like your whole history. You know, I'm really, really getting sick and tired of you, man. And we finally starting to get some relevancy, and then you're letting your own personal ego want to get into a you-know-what measuring contest with Kyrie Irving saying, oh, I'm the boss. And listen, no, the players are the product. Without the players, you don't have anything. So Joe Tsai is actually the worst owner in NBA history. You squandered 3 superstars. 3. Because I don't know how Kevin Durant's really going to react to this over here, man. I don't know how he's going to react to this. I mean, they're still cool, man. You see them, you know, chucking it up with each other, man. And you see the things that Kevin Durant actually has to say for Kyrie. So, yeah, man, Joe Tsai and Sean Marks actually needs to go. Now, I don't know if this is all Sean Marks getting into Joe Tsai's head. And then if that's the case, then I'm going to give Joe Tsai somewhat of a pass. But I can't, you know, because he's actually being really gullible. You know, I get it. You have a general manager, you have somebody that's actually running the team, but you kind of have to like peek your head in sometimes and see what's going on, man. Sean Marks is really, really a bad general manager. He hasn't addressed the size issue, the athleticism issue. You know, I'm looking at these other teams. We got a lot of issues, man. So, if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. And when you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.